Hey man, enough of this fugazi shit, bruh. No. Welcome to another test. Do a little test stream on the late night hype, man. On a Friday night, we're doing it one more time for the kids. Just got home a little while ago, man. Just wanted to relax, chill out, do my little thizzle, talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. No interruptions, none of that shit. Want to say shout out to my boy Jordan Love for getting that paper, that 220 million. 220 million. He didn't do shit really. They were trying to throw the fucking towel in on this motherfucker, man. Like real shit. He was like fucking up, throwing interceptions left and right. That motherfucker wasn't doing nothing. They were gonna throw the towel in on him. They somehow made it into the playoffs. The first team they faced was the Dallas Cowgirls. I'm a New York Giants fan, so it is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Went in there, got that money. Went in there and just destroyed them. Just destroy. Hey, if you're a Cowgirl fan, you already know. This is expected. Dak going playoff. That's what they call him. Playoff Dak. Dak going to be Dak. That's the real Dak. INT Dak. Or I mean, just think about this. This dude hasn't even been in the league. Has he been in the league as long as that? I'm over here talking out my ass. I'll find out for you right now. All right, so I mean, goddamn, he's only 25. So he probably been in the league. He's been in the league since 2020. All right, 4 years. Dak been in there longer, and they already gave this man a fucking $220 million contract, bro. 220 million. This dude was in the guy. He was drafted in 2016. 2016. Nah, bro. They Jerry ain't gonna fucking like. He's not gonna fucking do that shit long term with him. He is over with after this year. He got that money. Him and Mike McCarthy both gone at the end of the year. This right here is playoffs. It's not even playoffs anymore. Playoffs? You talking playoffs? Nah, we already surpassed that shit, bro. We demand, well, not me, because I hope y'all motherfuckers fail every year. But from a cowgirl perspective, my brother, one of them anyways, that motherfucker was a Miami Dolphins fan growing up, bro. And then suddenly he just, out of the blue, grew up, moved like in the Dallas area. Now he's a cowgirl fan. I'm like, what the fuck? That don't make no sense, boy. I guess because the Cowgirls had a little bit more success, you know. But I mean, it's gonna be all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna get. They're not gonna fucking put up with him at the end of the year. He's gone, out of here, skedaddle. He ain't going nowhere. Boy, gone. Tomorrow we're gonna have double header. UFC 304 is the main one. Might throw, might sprinkle a little bit of WWE. Tomorrow's gonna be a good watch. The fight itself, it's gonna be a damn good fight compared to last month's 303. That shit was mid. This one right here is a little better. You know what I'm saying? You got Leon Edwards, Muhammad fighting on top for the main. They canceled 2 fights, so they had to put fucking one fight on the main from the main card back on the goddamn prelims, which it is what it is. Shit happens. And I seen Rick Ross today was talking shit. Rick Ross was talking shit about 50 Cent. Like, bro, you a motherfucking policeman. Stop acting like that, man. You know what I mean? You the police. I can't, I can't, once you a policeman, that's no way. You know what I mean? Once you like, if you was affiliated with a cop, I can't fuck with you, man. That's just me, though. I don't know. People, I'm not with all that forgive and forget shit. You only, like, everybody only, they only fucking, like, have 2 strikes already. So, that's how I see it, man. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what it is. I don't do all that forgive and forget shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do me dirty once, I can't do that. That's not my thing. So, that's why right now I only got a player partner. I don't want no relationship right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucking passport bro. That's what I am. I'm a passport bro. I'm tired of these ladies here in the United States. They're boring as hell. Same shit, everything. You want someone out of the country who's gonna love you for you. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. There's a lot of women out there who is caring, loving. That's why we go out overseas. You know, I mean, I've talked to black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican, all that shit. It was all right, you know what I'm saying? But they're over here. You know, like me personally, I don't like bitch. I can't fuck with no ratchet bitch. And no specific race, they're all the same. It's all the same shit. Ratchet is ratchet. So, and if you think it's and if only one race gets offended, then yeah, you're racist. You're damn self, not me. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like ratchetness. I definitely don't like ladies who don't shave their armpits. I mean, there's a lot of y'all out there. I'm like, why do y'all do that, bro? Why do y'all? I mean, how come y'all don't? Why don't the ladies shave their armpits, man? I know y'all want to be different and shit like that, but there's other ways of doing it. If you want to be different, change your hair color. Change your hair color, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta. You know what? I'm gonna be different because I'm just gonna be all hairy and all that shit. And I'm like, no, 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 no. It's best if you do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Hygiene is best, man. Oh shit. I forgot to turn that shit off. So shout out to all the ladies out there who shave their armpits. It's only gonna get better. You can only go up from there, man. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna get better. Who the fuck text me? Gonzo, what up, my boy? Don't tomorrow, man. like I said, you're gonna be watching the UFC, brother. And you go there. Oh shit, JP said, "What up?" Oh, you got your mic off. Case. I'm just here doing a
What
little stream. What's up,
was
brother?
good, brother?
Shit, chilling, man. What's up with you?
I was over on Passion Show, but it's a little crowded over there. So
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah,
Frankie goes to Hollywood. Said, "Relax, don't do it." What up, bro?
I
What you
went.
up
I
to?
was saying Jaywalks was good. You know, I didn't see him respond back to me though on the other channel. You know?
Oh, ain't no telling that motherfucker. He could be like doing all kinds of shit. One day he could be walking the dog. Next thing he probably rescuing a motherfucker out of a burning building and shit.
It's the way it should be. Yeah, yes.
Well, I don't know. I don't need nobody door dashing and going to help a fucking car accident. Like, hey, bring me my food first, then go back to the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Then ask if they okay. That's how I feel.
I've had a couple beers, so I'm just bullshitting now.
Shit. Hey,
If,
there's a
if, you-
rule
if,
up
you,
here.
if you need me to check out, I can check out.
Nah. I don't, I mean, what? I mean, if you're going to say some Andrew Jackson shit, then I don't know. You know?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna start dropping some.
As long as you don't talk about John Jones, I'm good. Like your
Oh,
boy.
I don't got nothing to say about that. I mean, that fight shit. All sports have that shit, you know, where it's some rules change. You can't just expect,
What do you mean?
Don't John Jones got a thing about it's like forearm strikes or elbow strikes.
I don't know.
Now,
Like,
now they changed the rules. So he's trying to say it like one of his old fights should like been like overturned or some shit. I don't know. When shit's like that, it's the way it is.
you said, wait a minute. Frank said, I mean, not Frank. Jaywalk said, is my volume low? Is that what you saying? Let me see if I can turn it up. Shit. What about now? Is it like loud now? Is it loud to you,
Nah,
JP?
well, I can hear you fine regardless. Like, even before, I mean, I can hear you fine.
Well, I mean, Jaywalk said that he couldn't hear me.
I think certain like computer programs when you first start it, sometimes it depends what you start with. It has a different fucking whatever gimmick. I don't know what you call it.
No, I mean on here is different, bro. Because it's just with this fucking microphone, man. Because this is more of a condenser
No,
microphone.
but the other night when Pesci was giving you shit, I could hear you the whole time. I don't know.
Oh, let me see if I could. Great how's
But
his
but they
sound?
also happened to me before when I was on his show where he's like, oh, like ain't nobody like everyone's complaining saying, oh, well they gonna hear me.
Yo,
Yo
yo,
yo
yo.
yo. I mean I didn't change shit. I didn't change no microphone or nothing.
Right. I mean, shit.
I don't got no other microphone. I got the computer one.
Well, I mean, I got the. Well, he says better. So I don't know what happened. I guess because I turned up the microphone on the what you call it. No, I mean I. All right, well, shit. No, these one of those microphones where motherfuckers on podcasts they do. You know what I'm saying? Like when you do a podcast, that shit like that. Like on my other one, I could do it the same thing. It's just that that's not what I wanted, and I wanted a boom mic, but I was like, you know what? I was desperate. I knew I couldn't use. I needed to buy a whole bunch of shit. So Well, no, I didn't know he wasn't. I mean, I asked him yesterday if he wanted to play Fortnite, but he didn't say shit.
I mean, Pesci got a full show over there, but it's just it's too many people. You know.
Well, especially if you got Barkley over there. He likes to. He likes to. He likes to overtalk other people, but he doesn't like it when you overtalk him. I'm just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? And for all, let me tell y'all something right now, man. Whoever's listening, I got 2 honeys right now sending me some pics and videos on Snapchat. Now, I have an iPhone, so if I video record, then that fucking Snapchat's gonna tell on you. But if you have an Android phone, they don't tell on you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you could screen record, the Android phone doesn't say you screen recorded. Nothing. So it's a little tidbit, out there. It's just like I was telling about my homeboy Rev. Rev is one of those guys who I could trust. You know what I'm saying? Like he's cool people. I could trust Rev to like change the oil in my car and not having to worry about him fingering my wife's pussy with the same hand.
I mean, I wouldn't trust him to change my oil, but I trust him not to finger my wife's pussy.
He's gone and said, "What about screen recording?" Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When you screen record. When you screen record on Android, like if a bitch gonna sing you some titties or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or just on her screen. I mean, not on her screen. On her fucking Snapchat. And they go like, oh, well, if you anybody who screen record or screenshots, then I'm kicking them, I'm blocking them or whatever. The Android, it will let me record in my car. Oh, well, shit. Oh, I wouldn't let Rev near my car.
They're probably the same, dude. I don't know if I'd want Rev fucking in my car.
You would? What about removing some rodents out your car? I mean, out your house. That motherfucker, boy.
Dude, he explained earlier. He don't even do real rodents. You know, the mice is the biggest shit he does. Not Rev said earlier, the biggest shit he does is mice. So I mean, yeah, I got like ants and fucking like cockroaches and shit. You know, anytime I've ever called them companies, it's because I want like someone to get rid of a fucking like raccoon or like a skunk or some shit. You know, I don't want that shit by my house. You know, I don't give a fuck about someone. I can handle that other shit myself. You know, I don't need.
See, he already exposed himself. Rev did. He already exposed himself when he was telling me, we'll kill the rats for you. We set out the traps. So what that means is they'll go and eat the poison. But he said, but we can't control where they go after that. You know what I'm saying? Because all they do is
so you got some dead ass shit rotting near your wall.
Yeah, like underneath your house. Yeah. I'm like, well, and then he go like, well, if they do that, then, that's not our job or that's the extra. I'm like, hell no, nigga. I didn't pay you for that shit. I pay you to get rid of the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's what I paid you for. I didn't pay you just to kill the shit. Hell, I could have done that. My God didn't say, get that stinking shit out of here. Go underneath the crawl space and get that motherfucker out this bitch.
The only time I ever paid for shit like that was because it was like raccoons or some shit, but they laid the nest. Or they were starting to, or whatever. And you need because Rev even said you don't have that license. You need the motherfucker that has the license to can move animals. Because you don't want that. I mean, I feel bad. I don't want no raccoon to die if it don't got to. I mean, if it has to, whatever. I'm not gonna cry about it. But I mean, take that shit to the woods or whatever, I mean, I live close enough to the woods, take it back,
Gonzo said, we all know Rev isn't properly trained. He just leaving glue traps. Typically, when the mouse is poisoned, they will come out and die. Oh, okay. Well, shit. Hopefully.
Yeah,
See,
I never
what your
followed it. I
problem
mean,
is, JP, you trying to call Orkin to remove a goddamn deer and shit from, hey, man, this
I
is a
know,
deer over
but
here. I'm going to get this
I never
motherfucker
even
out of here.
used Orkin either for that shit, you know. But you just assume that company that's what they do. Yeah, because I mean, like ants and shit. Like, man, if your house has that bad ants, your house is already fucked. You know, like it's
Well, what I'm saying, like, if you call any of these pest control people up,
if you
let's
got
say for
roaches, man,
roaches,
in Chicago, that's a grimy thing. There's some apartment buildings where they just got roaches. They're like they live there. You know, it's embedded in the apartment building. And that's where it's gross, man. You know, it's like.
but hey, I mean, look what these apartments are, though. They're probably in a gentrified area, too.
No, man, they never cleared it out before. Yeah,
I mean, I doubt a motherfuckers in a high rise is gonna have to worry about roaches and shit. Like, I figured that they might at
no,
least be
no,
on point with that shit. You know what I'm saying?
no.
Now, you probably gonna go south side Inglewood and shit like that. Then I can see that.
I mean,
Or
even when I stayed
Austin.
in Texas, man, like I was by a college campus,
Uh,
and part of the apartment building thing was, and that's what my brother. He's always like, "Well, make sure you're there and you can open up the door." And so I'd open up the door for the motherfucker, and the guy, I always felt bad. I would like apologize to him, man. Like the apartment's all fucked up, you know, like. And the guy's like, "No, man, I'd go do fucking frat houses and shit. Like I've been in dirty ass apartments. Like yours is straight, you know." And
right. But
but
I was gonna say
also
the poison is like
the
blood
apartment,
poisons.
but also the apartment. If the air conditioning went out, or if like the AC went out, and it got below a different temperature, there'd be bugs that would start coming out of the fucking vents and shit. Because they were like so like if you kept the like we kept the apartment like ice cold. It was like a refrigerator, you know. We kept it, you know, like ice cold.
All right.
And even with that shit,
Now, do y'all
because
see
it was kind of
roaches
a
in the
dirt. It was a
wintertime? I
college.
know Chicago get like real cold and shit like that. Like, does it get like that? Like, do you see shit? I don't think they'll come out
I
like
was
that.
never in Texas when it was like
No, I'm talking about over there in Chicago. I
legit
ain't talking
winter.
about over here.
Oh, but I mean, I live in like a north. Like we keep the house clean and shit where I live, you know. So,
Uh, I guess so. Basically, JP's always saying he ain't like the rest of us common folks. That is
no,
like,
man,
oh hell no, we don't do this shit.
I never stayed in an apartment in Chicago though. I mean, I have friends. I mean, I stayed in L.A. and they definitely had roaches, and it was like there's no AC or nothing. You know,
All you
they had
got is
roaches. You know?
AC.
And then when I was in Texas, my brother always kept it so cold that I think bugs couldn't even come out. You know, because it was so cold inside the apartment.
In Texas, we ain't got roaches. We got flying roaches.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Our
And also,
roaches.
they got them lizards, but the lizards never try to come inside. So
Frankie
they're like
goes to Hollywood.
little ass reptiles. I think it's a lizard. I don't know.
Frankie says they come looking for water, so if you got a leaky basement or if it rains, they'll die right there. Cheaper to do it yourself. See, that's what I'm saying. That's that Rev's job is one big racket. That's why we need him
Oh,
to
yeah, definitely.
expose those people for what they are. Even though
Because
he might give his
he's gonna tell
expert
you to go talk
opinion.
to somebody else. You know, if it's that bad.
Gonzo said roaches are nothing compared to the cat-sized rats in Chicago
Yeah.
and New York.
Luckily, I've never had rats. I never had mouse. Never had rats. You know.
Mm.
I've definitely pissed on a rat in Chicago, like in the alley.
You pissed on one?
Yeah.
How the hell you? How the hell you do this shit?
It didn't see me. It was I was behind a bar and I was pissing in the alley, and the rat was like, I think it was stunned by from somebody else, but I started pissing on it and it started running away. You know.
Frankie said I had flying squirrels in my attic. They set traps and you'd hear it snap loudly in the middle of the night. Damn.
Oof. Yeah, this shit would tweak me out a little bit.
Man, we ain't got none of that shit down here. Flying squirrels, fucking beavers. If they are beavers, I have never seen one down here, like a real live beaver. I mean, if we talking about pussy, that's there.
So hairy muff, but I mean,
I prefer landing strip or nothing at all. But that's everybody has their own preference. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own preference, man. Mine is nothing or landing strip. You don't need to be creative
no.
with it. We don't need no fucking Nike checks and shit like that on there. You know what I'm saying? Because no, most of the time it's gonna be dark. I won't be able to see shit. I remember this one time, this bitch wanted me to eat her pussy out while having a glow stick in my mouth. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that.
It's all shenanigans. What, you think you're part of the circus?
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like back in, it was like I want to say during the DX days, kids, well not kids, but like teenagers and shit like that, they were like they popped the glow stick and just have it in their mouth, and on the side of their cheek, so they'll like talk like that. Canadian, says Frankie. Uh, no, see, I don't even like Canadian bitches. Like, I don't even like Canadian bacon, bro. Gonzo said my grandparents had squirrels in the attic, and we put down mothballs, and the little fucker would throw the mothballs down the walls.
Oh yeah, there's what it said. Mothballs and menthol, like mint. They say for mice, but yeah, if there's enough mice, they move the menthol and like the balls and shit, and just like toss it down in the corner.
I have not, Frankie. Damn, that's crazy. You know when the mothball when I bought that hat in Hawaii, they told me to make. I said, how do you clean it, or how do you make sure like properly clean the shit? And they were telling me, leave it in the box, put wool light and mothballs around it, so where nothing will fuck up. I'm like,
yeah,
wool light, the fuck. I mean, I guess I've never had no, that was my first hat that I bought, so, it wasn't like no goddamn Flying J's trucker's hat, you know what I'm saying? So you had to I was like, what the fuck, I need wool light with this shit. I thought it was like,
it probably makes sense. I mean, I never had a hat like that where you care about it or shit,
I just bought it because I wanted an actual hat. I didn't want no fucking Dillard's, Tony Bahamas, and shit like that. Like that one dude, Brady, when he came over, when the guy, you know what I'm talking about? Brady, the guy who he said he's not gay, but he was trading sex pictures with a tranny. Oh, I mean,
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, he said he did it just to fuck with her. I'm like, nah, bro. You don't do some shit like that.
Man, it's not a goof like that, yeah.
You don't, I just did that because, she was bothering me, so I just sent her my penis pic. Like, nah, you don't do no shit like that. And I was like, there's a lot of people here who, come out the closet on Pesci Show, but they just don't realize it. Yeah, I ever go to a light stick party? No, I have not. I don't even know what that is. Flying squirrel sounds cool. Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures and YouTube videos, but I've never seen a real one.
I think outside Chicago, in some of them suburbs, they have the forest reserves, and I think they got the flying squirrels, but it's only at night. I think they're a night nocturnal animal. I think Jaywalk's talking about that, those nights, going on club parties,
Oh shit! I thought he was talking about.
I ain't never been no nightstick party or lightstick party.
Oh, he's talking about a light stick party. Host throws dozens of light sticks into a pool. You gotta jump in and grab one, and exit the pool with it in your mouth. Not broken. Everyone breaks them. Everyone breaks them if you match colors. No, I don't. That sounds like a drunken game. Like you gotta be drunk to get into something like that. I can picture Brad doing that shit in Colorado. My Poochie said, "You know how many Filipinos you could feed with that Gucci wallet?" Nah, I don't fuck with Gucci no more, bro. I was like Gucci'd out in a long time ago. Regardless of gender, sexual discussion can occur or at least discussed. Yeah, I mean, all I can say it is what it is. You know,
Come through, J Wash.
I had a guy offer me 6 figures to gone him. No luck with the woman for me at least. To go with him. What? Shit.
Shit, 6 figures, man. I don't know. No, I know I ain't that much of a homo. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's that. What's that one movie you ever seen? Fucking what was it called? God damn it! That bowling movie, Kingpin. Where he tell her, "I'll pay you money to have sex," and he thought it was with his wife, but it was Randy Quaid. They showed Randy Quaid crying on the bed with ass all red and shit. I forgot what spoof they were making fun of that movie. High or low, 6 figures, says Gonzo. Well, he didn't do it, so it had to been like probably fucking. I said low. Now, if he would have went, if
Yeah,
that guy,
some weird ass old dude sucking your dick or some shit.
nah, if he probably could went when he went to that, like when Barkley said that he went to those gay parades to find straight women. It could be one of those situations. I myself have never been to a gay parade to look for straight women. But hey,
I've been to one, but I was with a gay friend, and I was not looking for nothing. So I drank the whole time.
If you're a straight man, they ain't
No,
nothing
really,
then, because the ladies are lesbian, and I'm a lesbian too. You
oh,
know,
it's about some
friends.
you getting the purple hair, you know.
Oh no. All right, we gotta stop this. It's getting savage over here now.
The chicks that are gonna try to fuck me at one of them things, they are gonna be some dirt, grimy, you know. Like,
Yeah.
they know pretty girls, you know.
No, I mean, dude, in my town, I was king shit. I go to these parties with my best friend, best man at the wedding, well known in Boston. He had plenty of attention. I, however, wasn't even a D League player, if you catch my drift. And there you
I
go.
don't know what that means, but I gotta take a piss. But I don't know what that means.
You gotta piss on that one, bro. You made that motherfucker take a piss.
I gotta ponder that, dude.
Nah, but I thought about buying some beer tonight to drink for tomorrow. I was gonna drink some of that Blue Moon, that wheat beer. I like that beer since when I had that shit, and that was the only beer that it was either that or Modelo. But I had, that beer, the wheat beer in Germany, and man, for some reason that shit just tasted fucking good. I'm not much of a beer drinker, but if y'all like to drink beer, try out the wheat beer. You know what I'm saying? It's good for breakfast. That's for damn sure. Like over there when they were like serving that shit at 8 o'clock in the morning for your breakfast, Bavarian breakfast. There's no such thing as a German breakfast. It's kind of like in London. Well, there's a London breakfast or British breakfast, but if you go to Germany and ask for a fucking German breakfast, they're gonna look at you all fucking stupid. Over there, it's not called German breakfast. It's called a Bavarian breakfast. And so that's how you can tell authentic from the fake shit, from the Americanized. Let me get a Bavarian breakfast. It's called a,
A Bavarian breakfast?
you know what the fuck I'm in.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You know what the fuck I'm in. I wasn't nobody, says Frankie. Mike Poochie said it's called a full English. Bro, that shit was garbage. If that was a full English breakfast, that shit was garbage. I posted the picture. I can't believe they charged fucking 15 pounds for that shit, bro. 15 pounds. I paid 15 pounds for that shit. Not to mention my goddamn Bloody Mary. Altogether I paid like 32 pounds. Or no, I paid like 27 pounds. And it came out to like $32 American. But I tell you one thing, you tell them you're from America, boy, they got, they want to sit down, talk to you, be your best friend, and all that shit. Like, that was to tell you, wherever you fucking live, they got a best friend who lives in that same state somewhere.
I want to go to Japan next year. But,
Are you going there? Or are you thinking about it?
No, I want to because they're doing that Cubs, Dodgers, it's the baseball. It's going to be in
Oh, really?
next spring in Japan. But the flight alone, I think I've emphasized. I'm like 6 foot, like 7, 6'8". I'm a big motherfucker.
Better get your goddamn business section then, boy.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm
Or
not
just get the if you're gonna pay for your seat, just get the one by the exit. You'll be all right. Make sure it's an hour.
On top of it, but
Yeah.
I ain't never been out there, but I know Japan is like it ain't too different, I gotta get a passport too, but
Ain't too different than what though? What are you talking about? What do you think?
it's not as like that much harder than the United States, It's not that like it's not a like most parts of Japan are gonna be like pretty Americanized, They're gonna be like real Western,
Mike Pucci said, "Holy shit! Why aren't you playing offensive line somewhere?"
I'm too old. I wish I was a pussy.
Well,
you ever been to Japan Punch or not?
yeah, I went there last year.
Yeah, you're always traveling, dude. Like, I don't know.
That's why when you was talking about it, I'm like, that's why I was laughing when you said it ain't that different than over here.
That's all I heard. I don't know. I'm sure it's different, but
Oh, it's beyond different, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. The rooms are smaller, like hotel room. Doesn't matter where you go.
Oh, so my feet are gonna be dangling off the bed and shit.
Well, I mean, I'm 6'1", but you're obviously taller. But I didn't feel like, oh shit, here's the thing on that. When you go there and you select your hotel, you got to understand one thing. Japan, everything there is small. Like the rooms, every one of it, doesn't matter how expensive you pay. All the shit's the same. But it's not as bad as people think it is. It's not like, if you're only 5'5", 200 pounds. Now, you ain't gonna buy no clothes over there, so you ain't gotta worry about that. Bring your clothes with you. Yeah, because they ain't got no clothes for fat people. Trust me, I know. I came from there. I came from Hawaii to Japan, and I was wearing shorts, and it was in January, so it was fucking cold. try to fit in, but I couldn't. Everybody had jackets on. I was over there walking around with a shirt and shorts. Like, where the fuck was I going to find a jacket in Hawaii, a winter coat in Hawaii? Doesn't make any sense. JP Barkley will go with you. Yeah, because he said if I ever needed a travel buddy, he wanted to go with me. And I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. He was going to hold me. I felt like bro was going to hold me down.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think Japan, I could pull some fucking tail, off of some dumb shit,
Well, be cautious when you go over there. That's what I tell you. Like, I was just walking around minding my own business.
Well, yeah, I ain't trying to get no dong. I ain't trying to get no dong or nothing.
No, I was just walking around minding my own business, and the cops came up to me, and I was just talking. Oh, I wasn't even doing shit. I was like looking at my phone, looking at directions to go wherever, and next thing you know, they stopped me, and they were saying some shit. And I was like, huh? And they go, "You speak Japanese?" And I didn't say shit. All I did was just held up my passport. That's all I did was held up my passport, and they just let me go.
The cops, tell them to fuck off,
No,
fuck you.
You don't want to cause, and then everything's ass backwards. You walk up the steps on the left side. You don't walk on the right. That's for the people who are running up the steps or running down the steps. So, gotta remember that. But I do tell you, if you ever used a bidet in your life, they got those motherfuckers everywhere, bro.
I know. I seen they got that shit where you got shit on the ground,
No, hell.
But they said that's like the super not western parts, like you gotta go like rural Japan where you. It must not be like a real toilet. I don't know what they call it, but
I don't know what part of Japan you want to go to. They didn't have that shit in Tokyo. I'll tell you that much.
I want to go see a baseball game. And I want to go see like a wrestling if they got that wrestling.
That was one thing that I regret not doing the first time I went. Like, not going to the Tokyo Dome, not going to even taking a picture of it. I was just so awed by the Shibuya crossing where there's like, I swear, like 10,000 people that walk every green light, that walk those Shibuya crossing pathway. People walking right, left, up, and down. And it's like 10,000 people every fucking, or like, not 10,000, but like 3,000 people walking across that pathway. Every green light, there's like 3,000 people doing that shit.
Intersection.
Huh?
Intersection would be like what they call it.
Well, yeah, every green light. And then I remember New York City is the most populous city in the United States. Tokyo is the most populous city in the world. I remember when I was showing Pesci, when I was over there, and I was on Discord, and I was showing Pesci about all. Said, man, look at all these people here. Woo, woo, woo. He goes, man, that ain't no different than New York. I'm like, bro, you tripping, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, if I want to go travel somewhere, like I don't want to go travel to New York. Like I want to go to another country if I'm going to do that shit. If I'm going to some places like kind of shittier than Chicago or like on par with Chicago, like if I'm going to spend that money, I want to go somewhere else.
It's better if you use the apps. You save more money that way. But you're in Chicago, so it's gonna take you probably 15 hours.
I'm gonna have to go to California or whatever.
If you fly from O'Hare, you're going to have a layover probably in Seattle or LA. Then you want to fly possibly from LA to either Hawaii and then switch planes or straight through. It's going to be a bitch.
I mean, I guess that'd be cool if I got to spend like a day, you know, like go spend a day in Hawaii, but
nah, you won't see shit. You won't be able to see nothing for a day. Hawaii is so fucking.
well, is that far apart? Is that far apart? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you gonna have all your fucking luggage with you, so what the fuck are you gonna do in that day? You gonna pay $50 just to go to downtown Waikiki or fucking Honolulu? You know what I'm saying? Everybody's always trying to
No,
fucking
I got
scam
you.
you. You go pay $50, then that's just to go downtown. That's not worth the taking. And then the rooms are fucking expensive. All of them are expensive. And you can get the
Well,
bullshit.
I got you because I know people that they talk about like, oh, they're gonna stay in Chicago like during like a layover. They're gonna like go out and try like sightseeing. It's like, oh, I shouldn't go work out the way you think it. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I was in New York, I had a layover in New York, and I think I was on Discord too, and I was just showing y'all, and I thought about getting a room, but I'm like, well, there's no point, you know. So, to me, I felt like there was no point of getting a room because even when I pay for a room, when I leave JFK, I pay to get out of that room, and where the fuck am I gonna put my shit at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I paid.
Less than 8 hours or something. Yeah,
No, it was like $30 for 24 hours. So I paid at the airport. I paid them, and I just stayed up all day. I stayed up all night because I knew I had a 8-hour flight ahead of me. So I was going to sleep during that 8 hours because I was going to Italy at that time. And I was just walking around. I went to all these places. You know, I went to Davante's, went there. And I went to fucking. I took that. I took that ship. Well, not ship, but I forgot what the fuck you call that shit. The one that you could go like from Staten Island, the Staten Island ship, or you know, I forgot. If Sean Smith was here, he'd probably tell me.
For the ferries or something.
The ferry, yeah, the ferry.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the free way of seeing the Statue of Liberty for free, without having to pay extra money. You know, it's just.
Oh, no, you made it back to the airport by that time. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
When I was bro, and this is one thing I hate New York with the passion. New York is so fucking garbage, bro. Like, where the fuck are the restrooms?
That's why I don't really want to go there because like everyone's like, oh, it's like a worse version of Chicago. It's like it's way more claustrophobic and shit.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I didn't have no problem with that. My problem was there's no fucking restroom. Where's the restrooms at? They don't have no restroom at Dunkin' Donuts, Popeyes, and nothing. And I'm like, I went into this restaurant, and I'm like, hey man, I need to use the restroom. I buy whatever, you know what I'm saying? And we don't have no restroom here. And I was like, well, where the fuck do y'all go then?
That's grimy that you offered to buy some shit and they wouldn't let you use it.
Bro,
You know?
that's everywhere in New York.
Because even by my house, cause it's a 7-Eleven, and that motherfucker gets robbed probably once a month. But if I go in there, and if I'm buying beer, I mean, whatever business I have, I'm there at night.
Right.
I mean, I got a little. If it's one of the guys, I have a really good relationship. If it's one of the other guys, I don't really have no relationship. But like, they still let me go use the go take a piss. You know, like it's.
Well, I mean, bro, I'm telling you, there's no fucking restrooms over there, and the only place
That's grimy downtown Chicago. they're not letting you to go take a piss. You know.
Oh, they don't do that over in Chicago either.
Well, if you're downtown,
Uh huh.
yeah, good luck. You know, unless you're eating at like a real like a real restaurant. Because a lot of them the subways, shit like that, they don't want the people doing heroin in there, so they just don't allow people really to use the. Because like downtown people, they'll get people trying to go do drugs and shit, like in the restroom, like public restroom. You know?
Well, that's my only thing I didn't like about New York, man. I'm like, you had to go to fucking McDonald's or the Staten Island Ferry.
I mean, there's a McDonald's kind of like by my house where they won't let you just use the bathroom because like so many people go in there and they start like ODing and shit. You know, like they go in there and they start doing drugs and shit.
I mean, no,
Even the restaurant, they're like, oh, we don't allow. Yeah, I guess like it's a limited.
someone I remember when I was in New York this past time, and I was waiting to go to the restroom, and this guy, he was behind me, like he was gonna go, and I was like waiting for the guys. There was someone in the men's restroom, and I was waiting in line, and then this dude, he was like, he looked at me and pointed right over here, like pointed at the other restroom. It was the female restroom. He just went in there and took a piss. And so I guess over there in New York, man, you just go in there and just, hey, whichever one's open, go in there and handle your business and get the fuck out. Because as soon as I finished, and we both finished at the same time, and then we just walked out the goddamn, what you call it? You know what I'm saying? He went his way, I went
I
my
think
way.
that dude was just being I think that dude was being ballsy. He goes, yeah, I don't.
Well, see, like what I'm saying, though, is different. Because
Unless you're in like a bar or some shit where you know, like you can tell where ain't nobody to come in, but yeah, like, being like a McDonald's or some shit like
that's where you go for the restroom, though. Like when you go to the restroom in downtown Manhattan, when I went, the restroom is upstairs. So when I try to go to upstairs, the security guard or whatever the fuck they are, they'll stop me, and they'll want to see a receipt to show proof of purchase.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm like, you bitch ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I went and go in there, buy a drink, you know what I'm saying? And because I really don't want that, I just went, man, look, I gotta take this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do this and that and da da. So let's just say I had a few close calls that day, man. I was just like, whew,
Uh,
I'm just glad I was able to hold it in
but
or
I
make
remember,
it
I
to
remember
my destination.
some of those places you said you went in Chicago, man. Like, I'm surprised you got it in. You know, because some of those places were kind of like borderline hood. You know, like,
In Chicago?
you went to Harold's or you went to the other place?
No, I never went to Harold's.
Oh shit!
No, like where I stayed when I was there was Wrigleyville.
Oh, like an Airbnb?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, it was more like downtown. I was just walking around. I knew I
No,
couldn't pay
I know what you're talking about.
because you know over there in Wrigleyville, there's like a lot of sports memorabilia stores and shit. Like there's like one on every
Sports
fucking block.
bars just in general. Yeah.
I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers got that shit all over the place over here, man.
I don't know. I thought you went to Harold's or one of those like chicken spots. You know?
Well, no, see that, like I said, like I was only. I mean, I went to Navy Pier and all that shit, and didn't nobody
Yeah,
fuck
so-
with me. You know, like I said, the first time when I realized I was in the hood was when I wanted to go take a picture of that Michael Jordan statue, and I was like, and you turn around
Yeah,
that
and,
corner,
even,
and then you see.
even that ain't that bad. You know, it's like this.
Well, no, cause see, like, okay, you know where you the store, and when you go walk up that street, like past that little bus stop, and then you make a right. There's like a small, look like a apartments. You know, like it's like 2-story apartment, or you see fucking it look like a hotel or some shit. Now I seen that shit. I looked and I turned around. I'm like, cause I didn't know where the fuck I was at. You know, like I'm like, look, man, I'm just trying to get back to my spot. I'm not familiar with none of this shit. I'm on here walking around, following this couple who was close by because they look like, you know. But
That's really a lot of the fancy restaurants are now. They call it West Loop. That's where the United Center is. But that's really a lot of the fancy, like, Fulton Market is the name they use for it. Yeah, it's like a lot of nice restaurants, you know.
you know, and I never even been to.
Yeah, like
Geno's.
that area is gentrified, or I mean, it's already kind of gentrified, but I mean, it's gentrifying even harder. I mean,
Oh, you think so now?
I mean, I'm trying to think of the last time I was over that area, and I had to walk back through the hood because you had to get back to the bus, and even the hood over there is not that bad. You know, it's like
I don't know. Like, I didn't really fuck with. You know, I went to Portillo's, and you know, I went to that one place where it was right underneath the where this fucking train tracks was, and it was over there next to that Taco Bell cantina, and it was like, oh, you know, I got me a fucking Chicago dog, and I was like, damn man, this shit's so fucking good. You know, it's better than. Well, we ain't got shit down there like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if there is, it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, the only thing I got close to having a Chicago dog was over there at fucking Sonic. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, take that as you want. That shit was garbage. But when I had the real thing, and I even had the real thing over there in New York. You know what I'm saying? There was a place, these guys, they were from Chicago, and, you know, I was like, you know what? I never had a New York hot dog, so I had both. I had a Chicago dog and a New York dog. So that was pretty cool.
We're talking about like the Jordan statue and shit. Like when I was a kid, they used to be like much more like gang shit, you know. But like nowadays, it's much more like I mean, it's not like I would say it's like it's the safest. I mean, I guess there's no place where you say it's the safest place to be. But like that's like definitely like an up and coming. I mean, already is like an up and coming. There's this fancy
the Gold Coast. So I mean, if the Gold Coast safe, then what you think?
Yeah.
My favorite rapper got killed in the Gold Coast.
I'm sure I don't know, but
FBG Duck, he got killed in the Gold Coast. That's the one I was fucking with in Chicago. Gonzo said Jimmy's or Gene and Jude's have good hot dogs.
Yeah. I agree with Gonzo. Yeah, it depends where you're at. You know, when I was younger, like my buddy had a van, so we'd go out, and Gene and Jude's is far. It's by the airport. Well, you go out there, and it was like you basically like pre-gamed. Like we'd bring beer, we'd bring pot. You know, like we'd like smoke bowls and shit. And it's like you hung out at the parking lot. Like that'd be like a Friday night. It was like you hung out in like the parking lot of the hot dog place. Jimmy's is more in the hood. Dude. That's like more of a. That's by where you can go get heroin and shit. You know, so.
Get the heroin and the dog.
Well, it goes that area. That's more like that's sketchy. That's a sketchy area.
No, but I want to do something like that, man. Like I wouldn't mind. That's why but I think like Alvin right now, he's on vacation, or he said something about going to a wedding, and I was like, you know what, man, I want to do something I wanted to go like to Maine or Boston and shit, just have like some good lobster rolls, like authentic shit. Like down here, we ain't got none of that shit. Like no lobster rolls, no fucking clam chowder. You know, I like all that shit. So we ain't got no place down here. And if it is,
I went to Baltimore and I went to that spot where all the wrestlers go, and that shit was worth the whatever, you know, the
Jimmy Seafood.
Yeah. That place is worth the hype, you know. It's
Did you see any wrestlers or memorabilia?
I used to follow the. It was Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows their Talking Shop, their podcast.
Yeah.
I used to follow that, and like during COVID, like I was on the. It's probably the time like when I was on that shit, and like kind of dropped off and like started joining. It was probably the same time I was like bowling. Actually, no, I was probably over with bowling or done with bowling a little bit before that. But whatever. But I used to follow that shit. I was part of their Patreon. They had like a Patreon where it's like you paid $20 a month. Like you could they'd come on. They'd be drinking and shit. Like they had like Chris Jericho on one time. Like they had some good guests and shit for it being $20 a month. And then they tried to do a live one out in Baltimore. I mean, I think they did a live one in Tampa before that for like WrestleMania or one of those shit. And then they did another one in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. And it was cool. Like it was cool meeting up with the people. Like it would probably be the same thing as meeting up like everybody that knows each other through Pesci. You know, it'd be like that same scene. But the actual wrestling part of it, like the show was fucking stupid. It was, but the Jimmy Seafood was where they hosted it at, and they had really good food. I mean, they had these crab cake egg rolls. It was one of the top tier things I've ever had. You know?
Gonzo said we was working by North Avenue in Cicero at a junkyard and had Jimmy's for lunch every other day.
Oh, yeah, I mean, yeah, Jimmy's is like North and like Grand, yeah.
Well, you don't think it's like considered as any buffet spot? It's just more memorable because wrestlers go there or people do wrestling.
Well, it's not a buffet spot either. Yeah, they definitely get like a. I'm sure part of it is they get like a good crowd because they had like a weird amount of security for what I thought like what the show was. Mm-hmm. But the food was very good. Like I'm sure if you wanted like a dozen smoked crabs or whatever, that you could order that like for yourself. You know, like it was. It was a legit restaurant. You know.
That bill they're gonna say, yes sir, you have all this shit. You have all the smoked crab you want, and then your bill gonna be like $500.
Yeah, I probably paid like $110. And I probably had like 3 or 4 Modelo's. I had the crab cake egg rolls, and those were like probably like $25. And I had a couple more beers. I mean,
so you spent $100 on beer and $20 on your crab cakes.
Probably, yeah.
So that's how you say it. So I don't know. I'm so confused as to what's legit, cause you drank more than you ate, motherfucker. So.
But the food was good though. I mean, I didn't feel the gypped or nothing.
You had what 6 beers? Do you remember what it tastes like? The crab cake.
Well, I had the beers afterward. Yeah, I mean, I probably had like 2 beers before. Because we were there early. Yeah, it was a weird. It's a weird atmosphere as well. You know, it's a weird.
He's a weird atmosphere. Like what kind of atmosphere though? When I go to a seafood place, you know, the ones that I go to.
You can tell they deal with like a high profile clientele. Cause yeah, it's like they have like a normal like where it must be like the old school restaurant part of it, and then like where the show I went to was like it was like an upstairs bar, which maybe they do for like well probably they open like bar hours or they do like
You fuck. Let me ask you this: do you fuck with Mexican seafood?
Like Marisco and shit? I've done a little bit, like, but not
like seafood enchiladas and shit like that.
Serve food, I guess. I don't know. Are you talking about like
what about you?
Where they put the drinks? They put all the shit on it.
Nah, see, I'm talking about like seafood, like or like Poochie said, fish tacos. Nah, I'm talking about like
ceviche.
Well, I mean, you can say that, but more like seafood enchiladas, or they got this shit down here. Like this one place I go to, it's called Bomba de Mariscos. It's like a seafood soup. You know what I'm saying? They got the
yeah, I mean,
They put
But personally,
look,
I
they
just
put like
I probably wouldn't wear
octopus. They
that.
put like octopus. You get a whole fish. They put crab. They put fucking
Yeah,
uh
yeah. I probably don't fuck with
shrimp.
that too much.
What? Man, hey,
No, but I know places like that because
don't
there's
knock
those
it till
places
you
where you go and
try
it's
it,
like,
bruh. He said, my poochie said our seafood is crap. Yeah. Well, compared to y'all's, cause y'all could just go out there and get that shit in the ocean. Fish tacos, from what I seen in Australia and around that area, like damn good. Like, man.
oh man, I've had better fish tacos than definitely the West Coast. Then
Been Australia?
I've never been to Australia, so I don't fucking know.
Gonzo says I'm not into seafood. Man, you ate pussy before. Same thing. You can't say
I
I
mean,
don't eat seafood and you eat pussy.
Chicago got some them spots where you know it's like the you know we talk about the Moriscos where it's like a well
Hey,
more of it's part of it's like a drinking thing at that point where it's like they got the beers and it's like a shrimp cocktail but like over a beer and shit you know like
I mean, yeah. Like, here's my thing. When I get a drink, like, if before I even went to Germany, like the only beer I would drink would be like Modelo, but I couldn't drink it straight. It had to be in some fucking clamato. You know, like there's places down here where you get the like a clamato, like a michelada, and they'll put like
yeah
shrimps all around it. You know, like it damn near look like a fucking
it's like a Bloody Mary but yeah it's
well, no, I was gonna say
seafood
it damn
shit.
look like a shrimp cocktail. Got
Yeah.
all the shit in there. Got the cucumber. You know what I'm saying? You could dress it up. You could fucking. They put that goddamn that tahine all around the goddamn glass and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Some Valentino if you want on the side you
yeah,
know
I mean you might as well just turn that bitch into a goddamn shrimp cocktail at that point. My Poochie said you gotta get some bluff oysters. I don't know shit about it. I never ate no oysters. I've heard it tastes like a loogie. Like when you eat oysters. That's what I heard. I don't know.
when I was real little we used to have like when my grandma was alive it was like you eat on Christmas Eve. You'd eat oyster stew, and it sucked so bad. But I'm sure it was like I'm sure oysters are good if you cook them right. But this was like it was like potato, oyster, and like milk made into like all
Ain't that
not
like
even like
clam
good.
chowder at that point?
Yeah, but it's not even good. It's not good like that. You know, it's like it's some dirty old like what the probably the foreigners eat at the time. It sucked. You know,
Oh,
it was like a tradition at that point, and we broke that shit right away. Where it was like, oh, we're not gonna do this no more. You know, but
Gonzo said there's a place called Hagen's that has breaded shrimp.
oh hell yeah, man, dude, Gonzo, like, man, I gotta meet up with Gonzo, dude. Cause, yeah, Gonzo's like right by my house. If like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all both from Chicago, so y'all both know all the
but that
spots.
spot is my favorite. They got smoked salmon, and it's the best. You know, it's like an appetizer. You know, but I live probably like a 20-minute walk from what he's talking about. You know?
Well, I think like if I was to go to Chicago, I would have never even thought of fucking shrimp or like seafood. Like
Oh,
when I had that,
fried shrimp is like a big thing in Chicago. Like, I mean, if you go to a black neighborhood or a white neighborhood, I mean, they got it everywhere. You know.
I went to that fancy place, you know, over there in Chicago, right near the Trump Towers. Not like direct, but it was like in that vicinity. That's where I had my spicy chicken sandwich with the glazed donuts as the buns. Man, that shit was so fucking good, bro. People, you know,
Yeah,
I had the
I don't know. Why
spicy chicken
I thought
sandwich.
you went to like the. I thought you went to one of those like legit chicken stands. In my head, I was like, damn, Punch went to one of those spots. You know?
Well, no, Harold's like, I didn't know where no, I never even had a super donut, and I was walking around the convenience store looking for a super donut.
Super donut, dude.
It said you
I'll
guys
mail.
on that list.
I can mail you a super donut. You know?
Well, I mean, when I was there, I was like,
No,
man, y'all ain't got no super donuts over here. You know, I heard of them, man. But, you know, like I said, shit that's common, y'all, we ain't got none of that shit down here. Super donut, none
well,
of
I mean,
that.
like Harold's and shit.
Well,
There's one
Harold's
that's
too.
like it's
Yeah,
like
Harold's.
another direct. It's another
I heard they got
direction from
bought
my
out, though.
spot.
They got bought out. That's not even the
I don't
same
know shit
people no
about that,
more.
but yeah.
It's
Couldn't
not
you,
even.
you gotta go to the hood to get Harold's. There's no like, I mean, there's better spots, but all the spots are gonna be like in like a not a great area. You know, like it's a because
But,
there's one up north. I live more up north if Gonzo like picks up probably on my drift, but and the one up by me is it's still in the hood, but it's probably like 10 minutes away. You know.
I finally had White Castle when I was in New York, and I can't believe I was like, I waited all this fucking time for this shit here. The whole White Castle
Yeah.
experiment, the experience, fucking sucked, bro. The whole White Castle experience when I was there, fucking sucked. Everything
I
was.
mean, I'm a big person that says those ones you can buy at the fucking store, they're not far off. You know, I like
No,
those like
it's the
jalapeno
same
cheese
shit. I
ones
thought. I thought
from the
that.
store. You know, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it wasn't even just that, bro. I was in there and there was this guy in there, clearly homeless, but this dude here, bro, smelled like shit. Like he never wore no on deodorant in his life, and he was over here giving out valuable lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to come off as this guy with all this fucking wisdom, but at the same time, bro was smelling like ass cheeks, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, damn, this thing stink like a motherfucker. But I was over here and said, look, and then there was like people there leaving white claws all over this guy. He was like leaving beer cans. There was like beer cans in there, motherfucker, on the tables, white claws and shit. And one of the workers was telling that guy, "Hey, you left your beer cans out. Or come clean your beer can. You know, get your beer cans off the table." Like it wasn't nothing, you know. Like they served the fucking white claws there and shit, you know. So I'm like, man, I can't. This is in Manhattan. This isn't in no fucking rinky dink ass fucking place. This was in Manhattan, and I was like, man. And the chicken ring was, you know, mid. You know, the fish was mid. You know, it was like, eh. I thought it was, you know, I believe everything what the reviews say. Like, there's like, look, and then this lady was bought this guy. That guy who was smelling like ass cheeks. You know, he bought that shit, and it was all right. It was mid. I would never go back. That's for sure.
Gonzo, I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. Like where dude. Like, I don't know the time frame of it, but I used to hang out over there by Chopin Park. It was by Belmont.
But you know, I don't right now. Shit, I don't even think like what you said. Like, there's no point of me or going like taking a vacation. Just you know, I thought about doing one of those trips that Jacob Waters did. He did one of those. What do you call it? Eco vacation, and you know he was going like to all these fucking places and shit. That's what I want to do. Like I've never been to the Grand Canyon. I wouldn't mind doing that. Uh, what's that other place? Niagara Falls. Wouldn't mind doing that. What I do want to do, well, that didn't make sense. But what I want to do is I want to wear a GoPro, like a hidden camera where the people can't see, and I want to do and I want to cross to the other side to see if they'll let me cross to the other side, so I could take a better pictures and video of the Grand Canyon. Since you know I'm a felon, and I want to see if they would allow me to cross.
Dude, man, I want to go back to Texas because one of my favorite meals I've ever had there it was something like it's called like beef something. I mean, it was a steakhouse, you know, obviously Texas, you know. But they had a spot that was like out on like a country road where they did like a country fried bacon. But they also had like another spot that was like closer to like where I stayed by. And yeah, for like $15, you got like a big ass steak, you got a side, you got a salad, you know. I would love to get that again, you know, like that meal, you know.
I think if you go back to that same motherfucking spot, it ain't gonna be no $15.
Yeah, it's probably $20 probably now. Yeah.
Gonzo said I graduated school in '93, and Chopping Park was a favorite place.
Yeah, way older, way older than me, brother.
You said you going in Japan in Jan? You know what? Look, when
I'd like to. I'm not going
you
to.
don't know.
I'm probably not going to, but I'd like to.
I was gonna say because I was gonna go at probably at the end of January. I don't like going right now because motherfuckers going on vacation right now are dumb as fuck. You know, like if you want to, you can go ahead. But like me personally, I never go during the holidays. I never go summer. You know, like during the seasons, spring, fall, and all that shit. Well, fall's different, but I never go like during major shit. I always go when no one else is thinking about going. So that's why I go at weird times, like in mid January or late January and shit like that. I probably wouldn't go to Tokyo. I'll probably go to Osaka or some shit.
I mean, the show I want to see is because it's the Cubs Dodgers. They're doing like an MLB thing.
I'm trying to. Hey, I'm on my fucking what do you call that shit? I'm on my goddamn I'm a passport, bro. I'm trying to sign a dowry to go. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to find a honey overseas, preferably without any key. You know what I'm saying?
I got a passport first, but I mean, it's an idea.
It wasn't difficult.
I'm not gonna.
It wasn't difficult, you know, that I thought it would be. I thought it would be like hectic and shit. And when you pay, it's not even worth paying for that expedited.
Expedited.
Yeah. It's not even worth the $60 because I still got it in what 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks. So I was like, oh shit. And besides, I wasn't even going nowhere during that time, so it didn't fucking matter. The only thing is, it's best to, you know, just go ahead and do it at the post office. Get the book, don't get the card. The card ain't shit. That's a waste of money.
That's just Canada and Mexico, right?
Yeah, that's all it is. That's why it's cheap. The book is more expensive. Like all together, you're probably looking at $160 with that if you get your picture taken there and all that shit. Looking at $160 at the door. So,
I've never left the country, so that's right.
I remember I was telling the people when in Pesci chat when I was like inquiring about it, man. I was telling everybody. Well, I think I was told Bolin too in his chat, like, man, can I go? You know, because I never had a passport, so you know I had to take a day off of work to go get this shit done. You have to do it by appointment, so you gotta like know which post office will do it for you. You know what I'm saying? Then set up an appointment, possibly online. That's why I did it. You know, that's how I had to do it. Go online and set up an appointment and go on that day. And, you know, that's it. Go in the morning. Make sure you bring your social, your birth certificate, and all that shit. and they're gonna take a picture of you and you pay right then and there. Go ahead and get that shit over with. That way, it's probably about 6 weeks. You know, you get your shit. Then that's when you can start going to fucking different places and shit. Like me, I could go as far as Mexico and shit. I could go to Mexico like nothing because it's just right here. So me wasting a week of vacation just to go there, nah. That'd be, I could do that for a weekend if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that shit. That ain't my style.
I mean, that's part of it. Is like there ain't even no really shit I really want to see, but it's good to have. I should get it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you say that now, nigga, but once you get that shit, you gonna be like, oh well, shit. I want to go here. Like you want to go do this, you want to do this. Like me, when I do it like Prince Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? On goddamn Coming to America, when they spin that globe around and you just pick, boom, and then that's where I'll go. There's some places where I wouldn't mind going again. Like I've been to Italy twice, and I'm cool off that for now. But there's other places I'd rather be. Spend my time. But I'm kind of burnt out. It's like that's why I don't even go to Hawaii no more because I always went there, and now I'm kind of burnt out on Hawaii too. Why don't you go to Hawaii first?
I've never been. My brother was just there. Him and his wife, they went for
a lot of people go.
Honeymoon.
A lot of people go there from Australia, New Zealand, and Japan because it's right next to each other. You should go there and you talking about some bad bitches, boy. I got some bad bitches over there.
Okay. Slap me up.
But I'd rather go to fucking like Japan. Nah. If you looking for some honeys, man, I tell you, they gonna take care of you. That's why when Barkley was like, man, Punch, why you go there by yourself, man? You probably bored at your ass. I'm like, nah. If you knew what I knew up there, you wouldn't be bored. Trust me. You'd probably be bored if you brought a bitch with you. If you're gonna bring a bitch with you, make sure she bisexual. You know what I'm saying? So that way she understands. Oh shit! You know what? I was doing this shit all damn stream, and I didn't even play my sponsor. Shit.
This is Kenny the Star Maker Bolin, and you are listening to the Hokie Hour with your host Hawaiian Punch-A-Ho, aka the Real King. Tonight we are raising money to help out the people at Punch-A-Ho's shelter. We need money, tarps, and rice. So get your wallets out, you broke bitches.
I know I dipped out.
Could you hear that? No.
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Mike Poochie said you going to enter the $100 Toby Keith competition? Who the fuck doing that? Mermaid? Don't tell me Mermaid doing that hokey ass shit, man. If she is, she out of pocket. We need Herman in here so he could put his Cash App in my chat.
I got a pretty good story for Toby Keith. So BioHair, they made this like big like industrial like entertainment complex, and they opened a Toby Keith bar there. It was open for like a minute. Like they had good food, they had like decent drink specials and shit. It was like a very like it was like a destination bar or whatever. No, but so they went out of business because Toby Keith like shut them down. And these people that they didn't know that their business went out of business, So they start stealing shit. So like people stole like guitars, like
Oh shit.
TVs and shit. You know, because they had TVs for like the sporting events and shit. But they stole a bunch of memorabilia. But they can never pinpoint it back because like they closed so abruptly. This is funny, you know.
Well,
'Cause, yeah, now it's a country bar again. It's like a fancier, like
right.
they act like they're like a barbecue place, but the barbecue's garbage. You know.
This was in Chicago.
Yeah, I mean it's towards O'Hare. It's not really Chicago.
Oh, so O'Hare is not part of Chicago, really? It's on the outskirts.
Well, yeah, the area around there is like where like a lot of the wrestling is, like Allstate Arena and shit. It's like a suburb, pretty much.
Because I knew they told us that the only way to get to Chicago would be on the red line. We had to take the red line.
I mean, you would take a blue line from O'Hare, but I mean, it's one of them weird spots where it's technically a Chicago property, but like the area around it is all sub. You know, it's like the city owns the property, but like once you get on like the CTA, well, I mean the CTA is still Chicago, but like the area around O'Hare is all like kind of suburb, and so.
Mike Pucci said Dak would probably end up at the Raiders. You know what? They're not going to fucking pay him that money, bro. Think about it. Jordan Love just got a 4-year, $220 million contract extension. Dak Prescott hasn't even touched an extension. He's been in the league since 2016. This motherfucker, Jordan Love, only been in the league since 2020. And he's got a contract extension. Jerry don't have no faith in that dude, man. I don't even think, he's only doing that because I don't know why. But, I don't think he's going to be there after this year. Him or Mike McCarthy. They got to win the Super Bowl in order for them to even get, talks. There's no way he's going to be there if he does not win the Super Bowl this year. Tua got 52.5. I mean, he's one hit away from retiring his goddamn self. I think anybody in Miami, like a quarterback who plays quarterback for Miami Dolphins, all you got to do is have an arm and just throw it up in the air, and those fucking receivers are going to, catch it. That's all you got to have. You can put anybody back there. You can't put Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts ain't got no arm. He ain't got no arm. I could probably throw longer than him. Which isn't saying much, but, I mean, because if you seen that when in the Super Bowl, when they had to at least get to the 50-yard or like in field goal range, bro couldn't even throw it like 50 yards. He does, and it was no one by him. He can't throw bombs. I think the farthest he could throw is like 35 to 40 yards. He doesn't have an arm like fucking Patrick Mahomes and all those other motherfuckers, Josh Allen. He ain't got no arm. We, New York Giants, we need a quarterback ASAP. I don't give a fuck. They could put Bolin in our fucking as our quarterback. I would definitely take him right now over Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes sucks big donkey balls.
Yeah, that's your team punch? Is the Jets?
No, the Giants.
Oh, Giants.
Cowboys going to draft Shador Sanders. That's what Dion said. Dion said he wanted him to go to the Cowgirls. They might pull that fucking, you know what? They might pull that goddamn shit with LeBron James' son. Think about this. This dude.
Dion's going back.
No, but look, this dude averaged 4 fucking points in the college. I mean, and then his agent, who was the same agent as his dad, his agent fucking said, "Don't draft LeBron James or Bronny James." You know what I'm saying? Like, don't draft him, or else he will play overseas for that year or whatever the fuck. He was. I mean, name another fucking player. Let's see. You know, they say it's not politics. Wait till next year when another motherfucker in there who averaged 3 points or less per game in college. Let's see them get a fucking agent and say, hey, don't draft him. Or if you draft me ahead of the team who I want, then I will definitely, play overseas. It's just stupid, man. And the player on his college basketball team that averaged 20 fucking points a game, didn't he? He went undrafted. Tua has a noodle arm and he can't run. Hurts has a better arm than Tua. Tua doesn't have well. I mean, I don't know. If you go back and see that last minute of the Super Bowl with Jalen Hurts, that motherfucker couldn't throw the arm for shit. What game were you watching? What game? Oh, he's asking. What game were you watching? Hurts doesn't need a deep ball. He can run like a running back. He was cutting hair away from winning the Super Bowl. I'm talking about when they were down. When he just like lobbed that bitch up in the air. I was
And also they don't really mean shit. They're cutting hair away from the fucking Super Bowl, man.
Not for winning.
They didn't get there. I mean,
I remember that day because I was in Italy that day, and there was no fucking way I was watching that game. There was no way, because that game came on. It was midnight by the time that game came on for y'all, and I was like, bro, I was already tired. There's no fucking way. It was like 12, like 11:30, 12 o'clock my time. And I'm over there trying to fight sleep, to go take a piss, and the fucking Super Bowl just barely fucking started. And I was like, nah, I ain't watching that shit. They barely, they almost lost, or, they almost won, but, I mean, that, it's all rigged anyways. I think the NFL, well, all the sports are. They're just there to take our minds away from what's actually happening out there in the world. That's what it is. It's just like when you watch the gladiators and shit like that from old. They were using that to, they were just using that shit to disguise what they were actually fucking doing to us.
Now we got the Olympics, man. One of my favorite Olympics things is the track and field shit. Like, I love that, like the shot put, the.
Speaking of the Olympics, did you see that shit earlier today, bro?
The silver horse riding through the water, or
talking headless person singing. And they had these guys.
I think I dipped out by probably.
They had like
3 o'clock. 3 o'clock my time. Probably the same time as you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's through
the same shit, bro. They had. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I watched the opening up until then.
Yeah, I didn't see it live. I was at work. But I went and looked and I'm like, bro, they got drag queens in the Olympics now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
As the athletes or part of the
No,
performer?
just
I
part
don't know what
of
you're
the
talking about.
performance. You know, they
Oh,
were
okay.
like singing, or I couldn't hear it. I was like, what the fuck is this? You know, it was just all weird shit, like all Illuminati shit. You know, always.
Oh yeah, man.
That's all it is. It's all Illuminati shit. It be like that sometimes.
Damn, Pesci's
Well,
still
like I
going.
said,
Damn.
y'all, tomorrow it's gonna be action packed. I'm gonna have on the goddamn SummerSlam. Then we're gonna backdoor that with UFC 304.
Well,
It's a good card. You
tomorrow's
know, way better
SummerSlam.
than last month's card. You know, the last month was kind of meh. Thing is, over here it's gonna start 9 p.m. Central.
Yeah.
But over
I
there in
enjoy
the UK, it's gonna be
all
3:30 in the
I enjoy all
morning.
the fighting over here.
Damn,
It is,
it's crazy. Imagine waking up at 3:30 just to go watch a UFC fight.
my brother, he used to wake up early to watch the soccer and shit. People get into that shit, you know.
So I'll be definitely be doing both. I found a way. I can play it on my iPad, so that way I don't have to worry about. I can hear the audio. So that's how I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Should be good. I'm definitely interested in CM Punk and Drew McIntyre shit. I'm hoping Roman at least makes an appearance tomorrow.
You
I
assume if they're
can't talk
gonna
about
build,
AEW because I
yes,
don't watch
maybe
that
build up
bullshit.
this shit. So you're signing out, brother?
Oh, Sam. DJ.
Punch.
This is
Oh,
You know what, Bob? I never made a WO.
I was asking if you're signing off.
I don't even know how long I've been streaming. How long I've been on this shit? Oh, for an hour and a half.
Tonight we are raising money to help out the people at Punch a Hose Shelter. We need money, tarps, and rice. So get your wallets out, you broke bitches.
All right, y'all. So, don't forget tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow afternoon. Get this motherfucking party started. I want to thank all of y'all. Gonzo, Mike Pucci, Jay Walks, and JP for stopping by. Shout out to y'all.
I'll catch you tomorrow, brother.
I'll fuck with y'all tomorrow. This is another test stream. Tomorrow, it's the real motherfucking deal, man. None of that bullshit.